Yo, welcome to Triple Threat. My name is Jared, aka 3Ball, aka J Deezy. On my right, I got Nephew, aka Nez, aka Nabelius. And on my left, I got Eric, aka Mr. Hustle, aka E Money. And on today's episode, we're going to cover a few topics. One being the NBA offseason recap, the draft, and expectations for this season. Our second topic is going to be way too early predictions, including the MVP, Rookie of the Year, etc., and our standings prediction and playoffs. All right, so we're just going to hop right into this. We're going to talk about the recap. So first things first, I want Ned's opinion on the Boogie signing. What was your reaction? What was your first initial thoughts on that?
I can't believe Boogie went to the Warriors. I couldn't believe it. Out of all the teams he could have went to, every single team, yeah. For the minimum, he went to the Warriors for nothing. $5 million. Any team could have gave him that. But he went to the Warriors for what? For an easy-ass ring.
So do you lose respect for him in that? Right in that moment, you lost respect for him?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, what about you, E?
I mean, yeah, I really think he just went there for the ring because he's one of the best centers, if not the best in the league right now.
Right.
It's him and Joel up there. So that was the one position the Warriors were weak at, and now they've Boogie. So I think no one can stop them right now.
Exactly. Yeah, with my thoughts on it, my first initial reaction was I didn't believe it. Of course, I got a call from my boy Austin telling me that Boogie signed. I didn't want to believe him, but yeah, I instantly lost respect for him, and now the NBA is doomed, at least for this season. And if worst case scenario happens where he's still on the Warriors and signs a deal, I don't know what any team can do to actually stop them. So going into the LeBron signing now with the Lakers, and me being a Lakers fan, I was hype as shit. I'm gonna just say it right now, I was hype. But when Boogie signed with the Warriors, that instantly pretty much took my hype away because now I know the Lakers can't do anything. So if we're gonna go past that, my next one I really want to get into is the Kawhi DeMar trade, and will Kawhi stay on the Raptors, or will the Spurs do? What am I trying to say? How the Spurs are gonna do with DeMar? So let me pass this off to Nebby real quick.
All right, the Spurs got way better. Losing Kawhi helps the Raptors immensely, but the Spurs got so much better. A season without anybody, they could have easily been the second seed, the third seed. Now they got DeRozan. Now he can run the pick and roll with LaMarcus Aldridge. That's going to be a problem. Greg Popovich is about to set DeRozan up. He's not going to choke. He's just going to be balling. He's got something to prove now.
Yeah, sure. I feel you on that one for sure.
The Raptors got Danny Green too, with Kawhi. That's instantly gonna make them better. It might take them some time to gel or whatever, but they're gonna be pretty insane this year too.
So, will Kawhi stay? Let me ask you that. Is he gonna stay?
Kawhi, I think he is gonna stay. I think he's gonna stay.
What?
I think he's gonna stay and get paid. He's gonna take whatever the $200 million deal he can get. He's gonna stay. He's in a big city. He's out of San Antonio. They're gonna do everything they can to keep him, and he might just end up liking it.
All right, I respect it, but I don't agree. But hey, that's what this is all about. Now let me get Eric's point of view over here. E Money, what do you got on the situation?
I think the Spurs got so much better because they pretty much already lost Kawhi last season with them not playing, and they made the playoffs. And now they get another All-Star in DeMar DeRozan, so I think they're gonna be top 4 seed in the West with DeRozan. And even though the Raptors did DeMar dirty, they got Kawhi, who's one of the best two-way players in the game. So, and he's gonna be one of the best players in the East this year. So they're definitely gonna be a top 3 seed in the East and be competitive. So both teams, I think, got a lot better.
Okay, now what's your? Take this back. So what's your outlook on, whether he stays or not? Kawhi Leonard, is he gonna be there for the next 5 years? Or is he gonna be in LA?
I don't think the next 5 years, but no one thought Paul George was gonna stay in Oklahoma this year. So, anything could happen with Kawhi. If they win, I can see him staying there. But if they somehow choke in the first round of the playoffs again, I can see him just leaving right away and trying to go win somewhere else.
Okay.
It's now Kawhi's team.
Yeah, so definitely it is now Kawhi's team 100%. So, I do not believe that he's going to stay. I feel the only way that he does stay is if they were to make it to the finals somehow. And I feel like that's kind of a stretch. I don't know if I see the Raptors being able to beat the Celtics or even Philly this upcoming season. But I think that, who's going to play. He'll have a good bounce back season compared to last year, and then he's gonna come to LA. Well, the Lakers, not the Clippers. Fuck all that. And he's gonna be he's gonna play with LeBron, and we're gonna move on from there. So my next topic that we're gonna talk about here is Melo to the Rockets and how we think that fares with Houston. Now, at least in my opinion, Melo going to Rockets. I don't want to say it definitely doesn't put him over the top. It's good. It's gonna be a good signing depending how Melo plays. I know he had a really bad year last year, but I know he could still produce. At least I feel like if he plays his role and he has two of the best passers in the NBA with Chris Paul and James Harden, they'll find him easy, especially in a high octane offense like Mike D'Antoni runs. So Nabelius, let me get your opinion on Melo to the Rockets.
I think the days of him dropping 20 plus are done. Mm-hmm. But I think he's going to be able to give you a solid 16 to 18 points on 45% efficiency. He's going to be
that's good if he can put that up.
No, that's what he's going to be. Him and Eric Gordon are going to run the bench together. Mm-hmm. Melo's not coming off the bench, but he's going to definitely be coming with the bench squad.
Right.
Him, Eric Gordon is going to be pretty deadly combo off the bench because once Eric Gordon's going to be running around off picks or anything while Melo's isolating, creating for himself. And he's playing with two of the best passers in the whole league. So,
gotcha. All right, now E-Money, with you actually being a long-time Knicks fan and long-time fan of Carmelo, what's your opinion on this?
He for sure had a bad season last year. The worst of his career by far.
Terrible.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
That was so bad.
But I think it wasn't he didn't mesh well with the Thunder, and I feel like he will have a lot better teamwork and chemistry with the Rockets. They can definitely spread the floor more than the Thunder, so that'll help him. He can sit in the corner while James Harden, Chris Paul do their thing, kick out for a three, or he can post up, do his thing, and then kick out to someone else.
Right.
And that's something the Thunder couldn't do because they definitely didn't have anywhere close to the shooters the Rockets have. So I think this year is going to be a bounce back, not to what he was in New York or anything, but it's going to be a lot better than he was last year.
Right.
So
absolutely,
I think it's not going to get him over the hump, but they're still going to be able to compete.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. I don't think that Melo meshed well at all with the Thunder. Not to mention, the Thunder's offense is horrific. Billy Donovan doesn't know how to run an offense for anything. It's kind of just give Westbrook the ball and see what happens. So, and I think with Mike D'Antoni and his system, it's going to work out so much better for Melo. At least I hope so. If he can't work out here, then it's time to go for real. It's the end of the road now. Yeah, accept the bench roll. Hang him up, whatever you got to do. All right, so I know you mentioned earlier about Paul George staying on the Thunder, so let's get into that a little bit. I'm gonna start off with you, E-Money. What did you think about that? Did you expect it? Was it a right move? What did he do?
I'm not surprised by it, but I don't really think it was the right move because I don't think the Thunder are really in the position to get better at the moment. I think they're just, keeping Paul George, they're staying stagnant where they were, so not really going to move up in the playoffs, not going to really beat anybody they didn't beat last year. But I think if he went somewhere else with other people, he could have had a better chance of winning as well. But
for sure.
So we'll just see how it goes.
For sure. All right, Naz, let me get your take on that.
I respect it. I definitely respect it.
Did you expect it happening? Did you think it was gonna happen?
No. I thought he was gonna go to the Lakers, but it was pretty hard. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but as soon as the whole Kawhi to LA thing happened, as soon as that happened, Paul George was like, I'm gonna stay. Everything about him going to LA stopped. So I feel like there was something there. there was definitely something there with, because he had to have known. LeBron probably told him like, "Are you trying to team up? Like, I'm about to go to the Lakers." Like,
right, that's
he definitely.
what I feel like they definitely talked before.
They definitely had a talk. So he saw that and decided like. He said, "No, I want to run it back with Westbrook. Like, I'm not just gonna leave and go and try to team up." Now, I don't think they're like gonna win or anything. He definitely probably would have had a better chance on the Lakers, but I definitely respect him staying and not just taking all the easy way out and going to
like everybody else now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, my take on it. I was a little surprised. I definitely thought he was gonna come to the Lakers. I felt like, all the cards were in play for him to do so. The year before he was making it such a big deal about how he wanted to be in LA. But it comes to show that he enjoyed playing with the Thunder, and he's a loyal dude. I respect it. I really do. But did he make the right decision? I guess we'll see in the upcoming years about how it goes. I mean, I don't expect them to win or anything unless they get another big signing, which also I don't really see. But I think, they'll hang around. They'll always be in contention. They'll always be there in the playoffs. But I don't think they can go too deep or anything like that. So, moving on from that, we're actually going to hop into the draft now. And, what our opinions were and our thoughts about it. So the first thing I want to talk about is winners and losers of the draft. So, Nebby, I'm gonna let you start this off here. Who was a big winner of the NBA draft this season?
The Dallas Mavericks. They finessed. They traded and got Doncic. The Hawks are stupid. The Hawks are stupid. They wanted a Steph Curry light. Steph is the exception.
Right.
Like, you're not going to get, there's not going to be another Steph.
Yeah.
Trae Young is not going to be Steph Curry. He could be good, but I don't know. My rule is you pick somebody because they're nice specifically. You don't try to pick someone due to someone else having success in the league. Trae Young did ball out in college, but him himself, he does not translate to the NBA. Like, he's small. He's even smaller than Curry, and Curry's pretty damn small. And man, Doncic might be a problem in the league. Give him a couple years with his vision, his passing, his moves to the rack, his shot. He's gonna be pretty good.
So you got the Hawks as being
a loser.
Yeah, you got the Hawks as being a loser and the Mavs being a winner. Yeah, so I completely agree with what he said. For sure, 100%. I mean, of course, we haven't seen Trae Young play. We don't know exactly how he's going to pan out, but I mean, I don't think he's going to be anywhere close to a Steph Curry. That's the problem with these, a lot of teams in the drafts, especially some of the worst teams like the Hawks, and they try to they see these players coming out of college and they think they can replicate what a NBA star is. They're just Steph Curry's a once in a lifetime type of player. He doesn't just come around just because Trae Young's hitting 30-foot threes in college doesn't mean he's gonna do it in the NBA. So I guess we'll see how it pans out. But I agree with that one. Another winner I got is the Denver Nuggets stealing Michael Porter Jr. with the 14th pick in the NBA draft. I think he's gonna be a problem as long as his back is healthy. He's a problem. If you look, 5 years from now and he's completely healthy, he could be the best player in this draft, and teams are going to regret not picking him up just because of the injury. He's so young. He's got so much time to develop. He's got all the potential in the world. I think they were definitely a winner in that aspect. So, E-Money, let me get your thoughts on this.
I think the winner, I might be biased with this one, but I think it's the Knicks. I think we got two we got two studs out of the draft, and Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson. Kevin Knox, real athletic, can hit threes, hit mid-range, and Mitchell Robinson in summer league really showed out his defensive ability. He almost averaged the same stats as DeAndre Ayton and was a second-round pick. But I definitely think the Hawks were really reaching on the Trae Young so early, especially when they could have got someone like Doncic, who's played pro basketball for a couple years, who's been an MVP, who's won championships, where Trae Young was inconsistent in college. Mm-hmm. Yes, he can put you up 30 points a game if he's hitting, but then there's games where if he's not hitting, what's he doing for you? Right. And if he's undersized, how's he going to play defense against the bigger guards like Westbrook, John Wall, Kyrie, guards that are good, faster, stronger than him. So, but I definitely think the Mavericks, Nuggets were also winners in the draft, and the Hawks were a big loser.
I want to know what the fuck the Magic were doing. Why did they take Mo Bamba? They got
After taking Isaac the year before, that's a huge loser.
They got
too
many bigs. Too many. How is he supposed to be on the court? So then they got Aaron Gordon, they got Bismack, they got Jonathan Isaac. Like, they got no guards, they got no wings. Like, they're all tweener type players. Like, I don't know.
Magic home of the
That's really, I don't know. That's really out there. Mo Bamba's got to be like, he's got to be a do it all. Like, he's got to be able to shoot. He's got to be able to like take the right. He's got to. I don't know. They're gonna be terrible this year. They're gonna be terrible this year.
Let me ask you this, or either of you guys can answer this one. Who's an underdog in this upcoming draft? Who do you see like is a lot of people kind of sleeping on? They're gonna come out and just kill it this season.
This upcoming draft or this draft that just happened?
Yeah, the people that just got drafted this season.
Ooh, let me see.
See, let me just while you guys are thinking. I mean, my opinion. I think people are sleeping on Colin Sexton. I've been a pretty big fan of him. Since Pebblebrook when he was in high school. I think he's gonna. He kind of has the keys to this offense now. At least I think so. With LeBron being gone and everything, he should be the starting point guard this upcoming season. And he had a really good summer league. I think he averaged like 19 a game. So he's definitely a scorer. He can work. He definitely still has to work on his shooting, as far as being more consistent from three. But that's gonna come with time. He's really young, and I think he's got so much athleticism. He's very fast. He's a strong point guard for his age, and like that's where the difference between him and Trae Young comes in. I think he's definitely gonna be able to defend on a way better basis than what Trae Young ever could.
He's intense.
I think he has that young bull. Yeah, he's got that young bull mentality. That's what I love. Like he puts it all on the floor every night. It reminds me of Kobe a little bit from when I used to watch him. And I think people are sleeping on him. And I'm gonna send it off to Eric because I think I know who he's gonna say. But let's see.
I think it's gonna be Porter.
Okay.
Because he dropped so much, and people are just like, "Oh, he's been hurt."
That's not who I thought you were gonna say.
You think I was gonna say Mitchell Robinson?
Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox. He's a bucket, but he still got drafted real high, and people saw how he played in summer league. Mm-hmm. So I think. But Porter being hurt and people just saw how he dropped in the draft. I think once he comes out, he's gonna be a bucket.
Yeah, I agree with you.
As long as he can stay healthy, I think he's gonna be good.
I agree with you for sure. All right, Naz, what you got?
I got Lonnie Walker.
Lonnie Walker. I wasn't expecting that.
Lonnie Walker.
Okay.
That's a pretty good pickup for the Spurs. That's gonna work. That's gonna be.
You know what I love with that too is now that DeMar's there, I feel like he's gonna teach him a lot.
Oh, he's gonna learn.
He reminds me of DeMar.
He's gonna get a lot of time this year. Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of clock because the Spurs really don't have too much on the guard side.
Yeah,
it's pretty much DeJounte Murray and DeMar DeRozan, and then they got Bellinelli coming off the bench. And they'll have Walker. Walker will get a lot of action this year.
41-year-old Ginobili who might not be there.
I think he's gonna retire.
Yeah, I think he's done.
It's all good though. He's gonna be a steal. He's gonna be a steal. You know what Greg Popovich can do to players.
For sure. All right, Nebs. While you got the mic right now, who's your prediction for who's gonna be the best player out of this draft in like the next 5 years?
Out of this draft, it's either if Michael Porter Jr. stays healthy, it's gonna be him. Mm-hmm. If he's not healthy, it's going to be Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is... The Mavs are set up for him, essentially.
For sure.
Now he's him. They got young, athletic guard Dennis Smith. Mm-hmm. Monster. You got Dirk right there right now, who's just there to get buckets at this point, right? He's not here for defense. And then we got DeAndre Jordan now. Him and DeAndre Jordan running the pick and roll is going to be pretty good. It's not going to be Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan, but it's still going to be pretty good.
You got Harrison Barnes filling and everything else.
Oh yeah, Harrison Barnes also is underrated. He's underrated.
I've always liked Harrison Barnes.
He's underrated.
He go fill in any role you need him to.
Yeah, that's a whole different story with Harrison Barnes. But yeah, my opinion on him is he's a really solid player. People think he's trash now since that final series, but. Everyone has bad series here and there. All right, besides that, though, my pick, I agree with Nebs. I think Michael Porter Jr. and Doncic, one of them two are going to be the best players in 5 years. And if Michael Porter Jr. does become the best player in 5 years, I mean, his ceiling is, he can be a top 10 player easily. I'm not going to say easily, but he has the potential to be so with all his intangibles that he has. And if that was the case, I think he'll definitely be one of the biggest steals in NBA history if you got him as a top 10 player. He's an MVP candidate in the next 5 years or so. So that will definitely be huge for the Nuggets, and they'll be a team to watch out within the next few years. So, Eric, let me ask you the same question. Who do you got?
I got Doncic too, because he's got every.
You're a Doncic fan. I'm a Doncic fan too. I like him.
He's my man, Joe. But he can do a little of everything, and like he can hit deep shots, he can pass the ball, he can handle it, he can get boards. So he's gonna
6'8" point guard. He's like his vision, man.
He's gonna do what you need him to
crazy.
do, and he's gonna be able to do a little bit of everything. Contribute here, contribute there. He may not contribute like hella points all the time, but he's gonna do what you need him to do in that game.
All right.
He's gonna get you wins. That's what I'm saying.
So Eric, let's start off with you having the mic right now. Who's your bust prediction?
Trae Young.
Trae Young, damn. So, all right, let me elaborate a little bit. So you got Trae Young being a bust. Now, is he gonna be trash? Is he gonna be out the league in 3 years? Or he's just not gonna live up to being a number 3 pick?
He's gonna be decent. I just don't think he's gonna live up to that number 3 pick.
Okay.
Because if you're a number 3 pick, you're expected to be the dude on your team when you're coming.
Like a franchise type. At least that's your expectation.
Yeah. So I just don't think he's gonna have the consistency to be the dude every game. He's gonna be the dude, like top 3 year, the dude they rely on. And I don't think every game, he can come out drop you 30 real quick. But defensively, he's going to be a letdown, I think. And then I just don't think he's going to be able to shoot he can't create his shot like Curry can. So he's not going to get all those open shots that Curry does. So I just don't think he's going to be able to produce as much as Atlanta thinks he is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think out of anyone, the biggest bust potential is definitely Trae Young. Another bust potential to me would have someone that went high. Out of the top 5 picks, I would probably have to say Jaren Jackson. Even though I don't think he's gonna bust, but I feel like it's there. His shot's pretty unorthodox, and he kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, he's more of a defensive type dude. He got picked at number 4. I guess to kind of take the place of Marc Gasol once he's gone. But I don't think he's gonna bust. But the potential's kind of high for him, in my opinion, as well. Nebs, who you got?
He's more like a Zach Randolph replacement.
Yeah, true. But I don't think he's going to be a number 4. He's not going to live up to be a number 4 pick. Because, I feel like top 5 picks in the NBA draft, you're expected to be, really good. You can at least be an all-star.
All right. But let's see. Someone like Tristan Thompson went 4.
But that draft was weak as hell. This draft is loaded.
This draft is strong.
There's a lot of people you could have picked that for.
But I don't know.
He got a lot of raw talent.
I feel like not many.
He
could. I'm not gonna call him a bust, but I mean,
I just feel like he came out of nowhere.
Like Chris Nash.
It was literally because no one was talking about him at the beginning of the season. Then the last few weeks, Jaren Jackson's gonna be some people were saying he's gonna be the number 2 pick.
Yeah,
and I was I was like, where did that happen from? He had a good summer league though, so. That's a good sign.
Wait, okay, what are we doing our busts in? Because I don't really think anyone's going to bust. It's kind of weird. I don't really think anyone in the top 10 is going to bust.
Okay, you can do anything. I would say at least lottery.
All right. See, okay. So now I was going to say the biggest bust potential is Michael Porter Jr. because he could just not be healthy. He already had another surgery after the draft. So he's most likely going to sit out this year.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So if he's out this year, and if he doesn't stay healthy, then I mean that's a bust. But out of someone,
how is that a bust? That's what happened to Markel.
I'm not saying this year. I'm saying he just can't play.
He's not gonna get healthy.
Yeah,
at all. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. No. Don't be what you coming at my man's.
I'm not. You know how people were like, "Oh, Markel a bust," even though he barely even played.
No, yeah. No, I'm not gonna call him a bust.
He hated that. Yeah. He was like, Lonzo not playing well, and not calling him a bust. But Markel hasn't played at all, but they already called him a bust.
No, that's all right. Now, if I had to say, I'm gonna say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because he's on the Clippers, and the Clippers are trash. That's not gonna.
But that means he gets like the keys to the offense, kind of thing.
No, they're gonna be trash. They're going to suck. They're going to suck, and they're not getting any free agents outside of if they get Kawhi. That's a pretty deep long shot, but no, he's not gonna do well. The Clippers are gonna be. It's not because he's bad. It's because the Clippers are not like they're not a good team. Like they basically just blew up the whole squad right now. That's what they lost. They got rid of They lost Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan this year, right?
Right.
They lost Chris Paul the year before. That was their big three. Now who's their best player?
Gallinari.
Are you doing anything as a point guard if Gallinari is your best player? If that's the dude you're... No. Who you got else? Tobias Harris? Like, they're all good players, but they're not, like... You know, if...
Yeah, with Shai, too, it's not like he's expected to, like, be able to be a scorer, like, elevate the team. Like, they don't even... Yeah, he's like... You don't really even got anybody to pass to.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a point guard, you don't have anyone to pass to.
He might end the season with like most possible assists.
Like they're like no, he's just not in a good situation. That's probably. Hold on, let me see. That might be the worst team in the lottery. Hold on, the Suns. DeAndre Ayton's a good fit.
But they got 2 top 10 picks, the Suns, so they gonna be.
Jerome Robinson. All right. So they got Jerome Robinson, who's. I haven't seen much of him.
And don't you think that like the Clippers take Jerome Robinson? Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of him, but like if you're the GM for the Clippers, you taking Jerome Robinson, or you're gonna take a chance on Michael Porter Jr. if he's still there on the board.
I was hoping the Sixers took a chance on him.
Yeah, like that's what I have to like. You have that much raw potential. He's still on the board. Like Jerome Robinson, like honestly, come on, what's gonna happen to this dude in 5 years? Like what's his highest ceiling? I barely even seen highlights on this dude. What's his highest ceiling?
It might be
like a role player. Like come on now.
Injury though might really be that bad because he
kept dropping.
He like because they were
he
like
felt
okay
bad.
He might be in the top 5, and then because of his injuries, he might be in the top 10. He almost fell out to the end of the lottery. He almost fell out of the lottery. Teams had to have known something. There's no way all those teams just passed on him because they didn't know his medical records. I'm pretty sure he only gave the Bulls his medical records, and they skipped on him at, 7 or 8? What they had?
At the 8th pick.
And they got Wendell, so...
Yeah, they took Wendell Carter. Nice. Yeah, I think he's pretty nice, too. All right, so gotten through our draft recap here. Now we're going to get into our way too early predictions. All right, so... My first prediction is going to be the MVP, and I got LeBron. So, I think it's going to be LeBron because, he's got all the clout now in L.A. He's still the best player in the NBA. And if he can get the Lakers to like a 3rd seed, maybe even 4th, depending how good he plays, I think he's definitely going to get the MVP. It's been a while since he's won, and he's like the favorite every season. So, I think he'll definitely take it this year.
This year, I mean, LeBron James, he definitely could win it, of course, because, he's the best player in the league. But now he's on the Lakers, and the Lakers team, it's not terrible or anything, but I just can't see them finishing it, I can't see them finishing with a high enough seed for him to win it. I see Joel Embiid potentially winning MVP this year. I think the Sixers could get either 1 or 2, most likely number 2, though. And if he plays like he did last year, or even better, last year he was 25-12 with 2 blocks a game and 3 assists. That is pretty insane. And now he's got a whole off season to work on his game and get better. This year he could come out averaging 28 points a game, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 3 a steal or 2. That could be enough. And he's also not the only person being asked to have a jump. Ben Simmons is going to play better. Markel's coming back for a whole season. So I think all that together, the Sixers would finish up pretty high, and that would be enough for him to win MVP.
I'm going to have to agree with Jared on this one. I think it's going to be LeBron, new city. New team. I think they're better than the Cavs were, and he was close to winning it last year. Yeah, he's in a harder conference now, but I still think he's going to be top 4 seed, and I still don't think that's going to be high enough for him to get MVP. He's just always puts up consistent stats. Still one of the best players in the league, if not the best. Probably still is the best. But he's just all around good at everything. So I think he's going to be able to put up the stats again to be MVP. But, next we got Rookie of the Year. I think it's going to be Luka Doncic.
Luka.
I think he's going to have an immediate impact. He's not going to have a learning curve like most of the other rookies. He's played professional ball for a couple years, won an MVP. I just think he's going to jump in and contribute immediately. He knows what the professional schedule is like. He just doesn't have to do as much as the other rookies are going to have to in changing their game. So I think it's going to be Luka for Rookie of the Year.
I agree with E-Money there. I definitely got Doncic winning Rookie of the Year. I agree with you. Like, I think his game's going to translate very well into the NBA. He's played in the second best league in the world, and he kind of dominated that. He was the MVP at 18 years old. I mean, he's definitely got the basketball IQ. He's got the talent. He's got the size. I mean, he's got all the intangibles in order to win a Rookie of the Year, and I think he's in a good spot in Dallas to be able to do that. So, Nabs, who's your Rookie of the Year?
My Rookie of the Year, I got Marvin Bagley. Doncic, I don't think Doncic is going to be asked to do as much as Bagley is going to have to do. I think Bagley could come out and really score almost 20 points a game. Pretty close. Like, he could get high teens, like maybe 20 points, like a couple, like what? Probably like 8 rebounds or something a game. That could be enough. That's a pretty stellar season for a rookie, I think. Something we all can probably agree on here, though, is the Coach of the Year. I got Brad Stevens. He's phenomenal. Phenomenal. He's most likely going to lead. He's most likely going to lead the Celtics to the number 1 seed. I mean, he's just phenomenal. He knows exactly what to do. He knows what plays to draw up. It's basically Greg Popovich on the East now. Like, he puts his players in the best positions to succeed. Like, Aaron Baines, I don't know how many times I was watching, and I was like, Aaron Baines is not like that. Aaron Baines is not like that. I don't know how many times I had to say that. Everyone knows it too, but he just puts confidence.
Nice, dog.
He just puts confidence in his players and just allows them. Like, the Celtics, they easily could have gave up. They could have been shit. Like, Kyrie got hurt, Gordon Hayward got hurt, but they definitely
had him first round exit.
And they didn't give up. They played. It's not like they didn't play any scrubs. Like, Giannis is one of the best players in the whole league. The Sixers, one of the best young upcoming teams, and then they took the Cavs. I mean, really LeBron, because he's carrying that sorry ass team. But they took them all the way to 7 games just off of him just. They had so much confidence and swagger. Like Terry Rozier was looking like Kyrie. He made all his players. He just elevates them to another level, and I don't think we saw it with Isaiah Thomas before. Yeah. Like it's not a fluke. It's him. He knows what he's doing. He's been studying the game for a long time.
The only reason they didn't make the finals is because they just couldn't hit an open shot in Game 7.
Right. Now, with 6th Man of the Year, my prediction is Lance Stevenson. Now, if he's coming off the bench, I got Lance Stevenson. I think he's going to play very well with LeBron, and him coming off the bench, he's definitely going to have a lot of chances to get the ball and make things happen. He's a playmaker. He is a good player. He's overlooked, so I got Lance Stevenson there. Yeah. So, Debbie, who do you got on the 6th man?
6th Man of the Year, I think Eric Gordon has a pretty solid shot to win it again.
Yeah, it's always a safe pick.
Yeah, I don't know. If sleeper pick, if Markelle comes off the bench, if Markelle Fultz comes off the bench for the whole season, which I don't think he will, but if he does, he'll win it. If not, it's going to be Eric Gordon or one of the more normal, quote unquote, 6th Man of the Years.
All right, E-Money, who do you got?
I'm going with Scary Terry.
Scary Terry.
The way he played in the playoffs last year, he came out and balled out against good point guards in the league. he put up consistent numbers throughout the whole playoff run. I just think if he's the backup point guard for the Celtics, they're in good shape.
Yeah,
If he can put up numbers against starters, he can definitely do it against the backups.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if he's coming off the bench the whole year, if they stay healthy the whole year, then he's going to be the backup, and he's going to have a really good possibility of winning Sixth Man of the Year.
Hot take. I don't think Terry Rozier is going to be on the Celtics for the whole season next year. I think he's probably going to get traded.
Oh damn!
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they could get.
I think somebody's going to trade for him.
They could get a lot for
Yeah,
him.
his value's high right now.
Someone's going to trade for him because I mean they're not going to re-sign him because they're going to try to keep Kyrie.
But what if they lose both?
You think? Okay, I think they would rather take a shot at keeping Kyrie than having Terry Rozier as their starter because Kyrie is phenomenal. He's one of the best players, like best point guards. Like he's amazing, can finish with both hands, can do everything. Like Terry Rozier's still good, but he's no Kyrie. He's still no Kyrie. I think they would rather try to keep Kyrie than to say, "Fuck it." Like we'll just see what happens in the off season. I think the Celtics want to have like a safe plan.
Whatever they do always seems to be the right thing. So
Yeah, that's true.
Who do you got for most improved?
Most improved player, I'm going to go with Jamal Murray. I think they're set up for him to have a solid shot, a solid run towards the playoffs. They missed it by, I think, a game last year, a game or two out.
the last 2 years.
Yeah, they're so close, and I mean he's nice. I mean I really can't front. Like he's got a handle, he's got a shot, he's got pretty solid vision. He's playing with two solid bigs, Jokic and Millsap. The rest of the squad, he's got Isaiah Thomas coming off the bench. I think that's a good pickup. Like they're just a very good, solid team together.
Yeah, that's all factual. It's not my pick, but that's definitely a really good pick and a safe one. My most improved player is a little oddball. Here I got Chris Dunn. He had a very poor rookie season as we all know. I mean, he only averaged like 4 points a game, but then when he actually was sent off to the Bulls, he actually had a pretty good chance to have a bounce back, and he did. He took his points from 4 to 13, had 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and like 45% from the field. Now that's damn good, especially for a second-year player. And I think that's just gonna up it. And with the Bulls now, he definitely has way more confidence in himself, and he's gonna come out and show it. If not him, then I would say Jabari Parker. I think he'll bounce back this season with the Bulls, and I think he's definitely gonna be like the first option there for the Bulls. So I think he's also a good pick. E-Money, who do you have?
I got Trey Burke for my most improved player. I just think with Chris Stapps being out, Trey Burke's going to have a huge role in the offense. He always plays well with Hardaway.
Young AI.
With the corners and
The
everything.
cornrows, yo.
True.
You look just like AI.
Yeah, but he's played with Hardaway for a while now. They played at Michigan together. They just have great chemistry. And I think Fizdale's going to really give the ball over to Trey Burke. Let him do him, try to get everybody in, facilitating the ball, get everybody involved. The only thing that can really stop him, I think, is there's 3 point guards on the roster. So playing time, depending on how Fizdale splits it up, could be difficult for him because we got Trey Burke, Frank, and Moutier. So it all depends on the playing time. But I think if he gets enough playing time, Trey Burke's a real shot to win Most Improved Player this year.
I love that pick. I really do. I think that's a really safe pick, and I think he's got the best shot of winning it, honestly, out of everyone we mentioned. But
Defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. Oh, we skipped that one. All right, my defensive player of the year, I got Joel Embiid. I think he's gonna win it this season. He was damn close last year, and I think he'll play over 70 games this season. I don't think he'll have any he got unfortunate when Markelle headbutted him. That was unfortunate injury. But he'll play over 70 games, and I mean, if he's gonna be in the MVP discussion, that means he's gonna be in Defensive Player of the Year discussion. I mean, he's just a force, around the rim. I mean, he's huge. He's as strong as they come. I mean, he can take on anyone at the rim. I mean, he's one of the best rim protectors in the league for sure. What do you got, Nebby? Well, I already know who you got. It's Joel.
Yeah, it is. Of course, it's Joel. What can I say? He should have won it. Last year was very weird. He should have won it last year. He didn't play enough games. But the person who got it, Rudy Gobert, only played like 50 games. If he wouldn't have ran into Markel, if they were like that stupid shit didn't happen, and he would have played close to like 70 games this year. That would have been enough for him to win it last year. So I think this year, with his he's definitely been working on conditioning his whole summer. Like, his defense isn't gonna falter late in games, and like you were saying, I mean, he's as big as they come. He's honestly probably the biggest person in the whole league, and he's athletic. He can block shots. Like, he's 2 blocks a game. Like, he makes people scared. They come in the paint. Not many people are trying to finish over Joel.
Kyle Kuzma is.
Kyle Kuzma tried. I respect it. I respect that. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm telling you, how many Sixers games I watched last year, he's like the only person I saw try to dunk on him like that. And he got pretty damn close.
Kyle Kuzma try to dunk on anyone.
All right, Eric, who you got?
My defensive player of the year, I got AD, just because he's a great defensive player already, but this year he's really going to step up even more than he already does, just for their team to be relevant. They lost Rondo, they lost Boogie, so I think AD's just going to have to step up the defensive game even more. But it's going to be hard because he's going to be the only dude on their team, really.
Right.
But I think he can do it because it's Anthony Davis, best power forward in the league. So, but I think it's going to be close with him and Joel. But Joel is also a really good pick for Defensive Player of the Year. But.
Yeah, I got AD as my other pick too. If not Joel, it's definitely going to be AD then. All right, so we got our predictions out the way. Now we're going to hop into the standings. So with the East standings here, my first seed, I got the Celtics. As we were talking so highly of Brad Stevens, and it's for a good reason. I mean, he's gonna have a fully healthy squad. We all saw what he did with that squad of
It's their 2 best players.
I don't want to say nobodies, but yeah, he pretty much like turned them into what they are now, and
they lost 2 All-Stars.
Right, they had 2 All-Stars out the whole playoffs, so they'll definitely be over 60 wins this season. So that's my prediction for the first seed. Nebby, who do you have?
Number 1 seed in the East, I also got the Celtics because, as we were saying, Brad Stevens. Now they got Kyrie back, Gordon Hayward's back. Like, it's their spot to lose. I think they're probably gonna win somewhere low 60 to maybe even the high 60s in games this season.
All right, E-Money. Let me know what you got.
Got the Celtics too. Just the same reasons. Brad Stevens, great coach, got his best players back. What else can you say? Like, best coach, players are back. The bottom of the East is so bad, they're going to get 60 wins, I think, easy. It's just, but I think it's easy Celtics going to get the first seed because the Sixers could be close, but I just don't think they have enough with Kyrie and Gordon Hayward back.
All right, I agree. Yeah, so with talking about the Sixers, I got them as my second seed. I really do see them getting 60 wins this season, or if not 60, at least like 58, 59. They're going to be right there on the mark. I think they'll be the second seed. They surprised everyone last season, well, except Philly fans, but they surprised everyone and have 52 wins. I don't think anyone was expecting that at all. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons showed that they're going to be 2 forces to be reckoned with for the next decade or more, probably more. And they'll be, 2 top 10 players pretty soon. So I got Philly at 2. What about you, Nebs?
I also got Philly at 2. I called them last year getting 50 wins. To everyone's shock. I mean, I didn't think it was that crazy. I mean, the team goes as far as Joel and Ben can carry it. Joel played 60 games, or his first year he played like 30 games. We won like 30 games. His second year, he plays 60. He plays like 60. We win 50. He's probably gonna play close to 70 games this year. Not to mention Ben Simmons is gonna come back. He definitely feels the type of way about how they lost in the playoffs. So he's been working on his game all summer. And then we got Markel coming back. Combined with all 3 of those together, that's gonna get us in the high 50s, low 60s range. Not better than the Celtics, but pretty close.
All right, E, who do you got?
For my second seed, I got the Raptors. I just think with getting Kawhi, they got better. No knock on DeMar, but Kawhi's definitely a better defensive player. So I think they got better, but I think it's going to be real close with them and the Sixers, like 1 to 2 games separating them for the second seed. But I still think with Kawhi, it takes him a little bit over the Sixers, even though I have the Sixers at the 3 seed coming in right behind them, because you can't knock Joel and Ben Simmons. They're going to come out wanting to win after getting knocked out in the playoffs last year. They thought they were better than the Celtics, so they really want to come out and prove that this year. And if Ben Simmons works on his jump shot, it's definitely easy for them to come out and get 55, 60, 65 wins this year. So I got the Raptors at the 2 seed and the Philly at the 3 seed.
All right, and for my third seed, I got the Raptors. He was explaining how good they could be, and I agree. I think the Raptors and Philly is gonna be very close. That could easily swap Raptors 2, Philly 3. We'll see how the season goes. I think, Nebs, you got the Raptors at 3 too?
Yep.
All right, so we all got the Raptors there in that spot as well. So I'm going to move down to 4 here. My 4th seed, I got the Pacers. I think they'll get at least 50 wins or more. I got 50 plus on them. Victor Oladipo came out of nowhere, let me tell you. I always thought he was an underrated player, but, that all-season work he put in showed tremendously, clearly. He's an all-star now, and he'll continue to be so. And he scored damn near 25 a game last season, and I think he'll be above that, probably 25, 26 next season, because he's only going to get better from here. And Miles Turner is also very underrated. I think they have and Nate McMillan's a very good coach as well. I think they got a really solid squad, and I think they can get a 4 seed. Neds, who do you have?
As a 4 seed, also I have the Pacers. No, for pretty much the same reasons, but I think they're gonna be neck and neck with the Raptors, because I think they have a better team.
I can see it.
I think they have a better team than the Raptors, but the Raptors have the best player.
Mm-hmm.
And basketball is usually the best players can carry you. Going into that, Eric, who you got for the 4th seed?
I got the Pacers as well for the 4 seed, but I think it's going to be closer with them and the Wizards for the 4-5 seed, because the Pacers are really good. Victor Oladipo is going to get better this year. Miles Turner is getting better this year. So I think they are a really good pick for the 4 seed. But I think the Wizards are going to be close right there with them, with John Wall, Dwight Howard, Bradley Beal, John Wall. Dwight Howard can run that pick and roll, and Bradley Beal can just chill around the arc. So I think that's going to be a big 3 right there. That's going to be hard to handle. And you got Otto Porter, who can play defense, shoot threes. So I think as a team, they're good too. But I still got the Pacers over the Wizards for the 4 seed, and then the Wizards coming in right behind them at 5.
All right, me as well. I got the Raptors. Not the Raptors, but the Wizards at 5. I think they'll be getting anywhere from 50 wins, maybe like 50, 52. I think they'll be more consistent this year. Dwight Howard, I believe, was a pretty good pickup. He had one of the best seasons of his career in a long time with the Hornets. So I think his career is kind of reviving itself a little bit. The pick and roll game is going to be strong with John Wall or Bradley Beal. So I got them at 50 plus wins at the 5 seed. Nev, you got the Wizards too at the 5 seed?
Yeah, but
what do you got there? What's your take on that? Let me get that hot take.
All right. So the Wizards are gonna be close. They're gonna surprise people. They're gonna be close. Them, the Pacers, and the Raptors are all gonna be close together to me, because John Wall, people were hating on him last year when he was injured. They were trying to say that he's not, like, the team is better without. No, they're not. They're not better without John Wall. That's just asinine. Like, what? Like, come on.
Blasphemous.
He's one of the best point guards two-way in the league. He can pass. He can't shoot, but he can pass. He can take it to the rack. He plays defense. Like, he does everything. He's everything you need a point guard to do. And the rest of their team, like Dwight Howard's underrated right now. Like, he might not be Orlando Magic, carry you to the finals, but he's definitely a solid big, and he's gonna be miles better for them than Gortat. As long as he just wants to run the pick and roll and not do no cute shit in the post, because Dwight, if you can hear me now, you cannot post up. You cannot post up. All right, I'm sorry. All right, that's my little rant on them.
All right, a rant it was, but I do agree with what you had to say. Yeah, Dwight Howard, don't post up, just straight up. So where were we? Had the Wizards at 5th
We're
seed.
at the 6th.
So my 6th seed, I got the Bucks. They can easily be the 5th as well. If I think this is all gonna be pretty close. I got them like 47-50 wins. Giannis is obviously the best player in the East, or second if you have Kawhi in front of him now. But
Bird, what you talking about?
boy, if you don't shut that, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I got the Bucks at the 6th seed. I think they'll be a little bit better this season. They got a new coach in there. They did lose Jabari, but I mean he was pretty much lost every last 2 seasons. He hasn't been there.
He didn't have to drive.
Yeah, so. But I got them in the 6th seed, and I'm gonna pass this off to E-Money. Who you got as a 6th seed?
I got the Bucks as well. Just they got a decent team. It's just something always seems to happen, like at the end of games or something. Giannis can't do everything. He's definitely not the shooter everybody else is, but he still does everything else. And sometimes at the end of the game, you gotta be able to get your shot, not drive, because they're gonna Giannis isn't passing the ball. We're just gonna close off the paint. So I think, but the new coach, I think they could do something, but it's just, can they put it all together? You saw how it fell apart in the playoffs last year. They definitely should have beat the Celtics. They had more talent than them. But the Celtics came out and just punched them in the mouth in Game 7 and took it away from them.
So, Nev, so you got a 6.
6, I got the Bucks. But the thing is, they also could finish as high as 3 or 4 even. Giannis is insanely talented. The team has so much talent on the roster.
Yeah,
like Eric Bledsoe, we got oh my god, Don Maker. Don Maker could ball.
Yeah, he can.
Not like
he can kick too.
Yeah. he definitely.
Shout out Don Maker though.
Brogdon's solid. He's a solid player, right? Chris Middleton is underrated. Chris Middleton is pretty damn good.
If you average 20 in the NBA, you're a
He's pretty damn good on both sides of the ball.
Shooter.
And with Giannis and his playmaking, Giannis makes jumps. Giannis makes jumps every single season, and I cannot see this season. I can't see this. Did you see that picture of him? He looks ridiculous now.
I thought he got big last season.
He could come out here. He could come out here getting 30 points a game easy. Like he was at 27, 28 last year. Yeah, he could definitely come out, be the leading scorer in the whole league. Yeah. But right now, I got them at the 6th seed. I got to see how Budenholzer does with them, but I think he's a pretty damn good coach, so I could see them getting their shit together and being pretty good. Here at the 7th seed, I got the Detroit Pistons, mainly because the East kind of sucks and they just have more talent than some of the other teams. I got them right around 500. I wouldn't be shocked if the last 2 seeds were under 500.
Third best team in the East.
They got Blake Griffin. They're gonna have him for a whole season. Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond. That's a solid duo right there. Do they still have Reggie Jackson? No. Yeah, no. I don't know. I see him right around 500. Honestly, I can't see much more than that though. I don't have too much hopes for them. I'm expecting them to get bounced right out of the playoffs.
Facts.
Who do you have as a 7th seed?
So my 7th seed, I have Miami. I mean, it could easily be Detroit, but I have Miami and Detroit at the 7 and 8 seed. So Miami's my 7th seed. They're going to be hovering around 500, a little bit above. And then, like I said, Detroit, I got the 8 seed. So those 2 seeds could easily switch. I mean, it might not even be Detroit. It could be another team that shows up this season. You can never tell at the bottom of the East. I feel like, it could be anybody, really. So Eric, how does your order go?
I got Detroit for my 7th seed, but I got them close with Miami, so just switch from what you got. I just Blake and Andre Drummond. I just think they're gonna be big men that the Heat can't match up with. They got Kelly Olynyk, but Whiteside didn't play well at all at the end of last season or in the playoffs. Yeah. So who knows how he's going to come out this year, if he's going to even motivate. He's like trash. He wasn't motivated to play, so who knows how he's going to come out this year. Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond might be coming out and trying to prove something this year. Who knows? Because they didn't make the playoffs last year when they definitely should have. When you got 2 dudes of that caliber, you should be able to make the playoffs, especially in the East. Yeah. So I think they'll be able to come out and at least get the 7th seed. with Blake Griffin, they should be able to, but Blake Griffin hasn't played well the last couple of seasons, so who knows. And then I got Miami at the 8th seed. Just they always have a decent squad. It's just they don't have that dude.
Yeah, they don't have that dude, that real talent on that squad.
They have a solid squad, but they don't have a dude to
bunch
build around.
They got a whole bunch of solid role players and a couple good starting caliber players.
But they don't have all right, crunch time. Who we giving the ball to? Right now it's Deion Waiters. They're giving the ball to at the end of the game.
He was injured for a lot of last season.
Right,
too. They had a lot of injuries. Yeah, so that's that with Miami.
All right, so as my 8th seed, I got Miami as well, probably hovering around 500. Could be under 500, could be slightly above. It's going to be pretty close. But I have a hot take on Miami. I'm going to call this right now. If Hassan Whiteside does not get his shit together, he's not going to be on the team. He's going to get traded. He's going to get traded.
Who's going to trade for him now?
No. One of the terrible. They're going to have to trade. They're going to have to give up shit to get rid of him. Yeah. They're gonna one of the bottom teams, like the Nets or the Hawks or something like that. They'll trade for him. They'll take a flyer for whatever.
So they have to give up. So now that you bring this up, I just got a few questions. So
this is if he's like he was.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I could see it, but so they're gonna have to give a package to a team with Hassan. They can't just trade Hassan straight up.
Yeah.
So who else are they gonna trade though? Because I feel like
they're gonna probably try to trade Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, I feel like Tyler Johnson's kind of good for them, though. So, I guess it's going to depend what they're going to get in return, how the trade's going to go. So, I would be curious to see who would actually, take that. Because, his value is, pretty low right now.
It is.
It's so low.
I could see them trading away. They're trying to get out of the contracts. They're trying to get max. They're going to try to be able to get, a superstar. We're gonna want to try to be able to get a superstar in free agency, because they're gonna do the same thing. We're Miami, we got this. We have Pat Riley, we have Eric Spoelstra. They have something there. They do have a bunch of role players. They do need the guy. Hassan Whiteside is not that guy.
Oh no, for sure.
So they need to just get rid of him because he's getting paid like he's the guy. That's not a thing. I could see him getting shipped off to honestly I don't know. In my mind, I have the Hornets right now. And that's
because they just lost Dwight.
Yeah, I have them or the Nets, but I don't think the Nets have the money right now for him. But I think I could see him on the Hornets next season.
I wonder who Charlotte will give up though. Will they throw Kemba in there because he's gonna leave for free next season anyway?
They might.
They're in full rebuild at the moment. So
yeah,
who knows what they'll give up.
Hassan could still be good too, though.
He could.
He can. His motivation is not there, and for Miami,
they can also get rid of Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
But you do not. Motivation's the worst problem to have if you're trying to get a superstar athlete. You need look at the GOATs. Who is a GOAT that wasn't motivated? Shaq wasn't motivated in the off season, but come around the season, he's trying to kick everyone's ass.
Yeah, for sure.
The best players in the league are all super competitive, and you do not need someone who's just chilling there to be your number one guy. Mm-hmm. No, that's not it. That's not it to me. But all right, I'm gonna move on to the West here. Number 1, I got the Warriors as the 1 seed because they got better. They got better. They're the best team in the league, win the finals back-to-back years. They get Kevin Durant.
Easily, too.
Easily win the finals. It wasn't even
a challenge at all.
They almost lost Game 7. That was pretty much it. That was it. And that's Iguodala was hurt. But Chris Paul, not going to get too far into that. But I got the Warriors getting close to high 50s, low 60s. I don't think they're going to try too hard. I think a lot of the top teams in the West are going to relax right now because they're more older, and the teams in the East are younger, so they're going to be gunning for more wins to get the home court in the playoffs. Jared, who you got as the 1 seed?
Oh, well, the Warriors for sure. I think we're all in agreement in that, right? Warriors. Yeah, so the Warriors are going to be the 1 seed this season. I got them probably 60, 65. If they wanted to get 70, they could.
Oh, definitely.
They easily could. I don't know if they're going to go for it or not because that would really put a lot of wear and tear on them for the playoffs. But, I got the Dubs as my 1 seed and for obvious reasons I think we all know. So, Eric, if you want to just hop into your 2 seed.
All right. So got the Warriors the 1 seed, but second seed got the Rockets. Added Melo this year. He can score. I think he's gonna fit well with this system a lot better than he did with the Thunder. So they switched Melo for Ariza. Melo's definitely not the defender Ariza is, but I think he can still shoot, still do the other things Ariza does.
Right.
And I think he is a better option for scoring, but I think it's going to change the Thunder's or the Rockets' game plan a little bit just because they don't have as much defense. Right. But with Clint Capella in the middle, I don't think it's going to affect them too much. Besides when they play like the Warriors with the great shooting they have, so I still think they're going to be able to get the second seed and be a threat in the West.
All right, Ness, who's your 2 seed?
My number 2 seed, I got the San Antonio Spurs this year.
Woo!
They're gonna come back. I mean, they were close. They weren't that far out from being a top 3 seed last year, and they got DeMar DeRozan. Whatever we say about Kawhi being better, DeMar DeRozan is still better than having nobody play for you. Like, Greg Popovich is gonna get the most out of him because that's what he does. He makes Patty Mills a serviceable player. Like Gary Neal. Gary Neal. He's not like Kyle Anderson. We'll these are all like okay players, and he turns them into something. Not to imagine DeRozan's got something to prove this year.
He's got a chip on his shoulder.
He got traded from damn near his favorite team right now. Like now Greg Popovich is gonna learn how to harness that. DeRozan's gonna be working on his game because DeRozan's a hard worker. You definitely see that in his game. He definitely works on his craft a lot.
His footwork's nasty.
And he's gonna be in good position. He's gonna be in great position with LaMarcus Aldridge there. And now they got Lonnie Walker, who I think will be a solid pickup for them. And then, I mean, that's all I can say about them.
I like the pick at excuse me. I like the pick at the Spurs at 2. But for me, in my opinion, I got the Rockets. I agree with Eric. They virtually have the same exact team. They just added Melo. They did lose Ariza, but adding Melo, I mean, that brings more life to the offense now. But it does take a little bit from the defensive side. But you still got Clint Capella there. You still got CP3, who's good on the perimeter. James Harden's been stepping up his game on defense as well. So, I mean, it's not really like a laughing stock as far as James Harden on the defensive end. And hopefully, like being in a winning culture, Melo will pick his game up as well on the defensive side. He's already a pretty decent rebounder, so that helps. But that's my 2 pick. I got for my 3rd pick in the West. I got the Lakers. So, well, adding LeBron James is the best player in the world, so ultimately that elevates your team to being one of the top seeds. So, I mean, the West is tough. I could see them getting anywhere from like 52 to 55 wins. Now, I mean, it seems like a lot, but, I mean, I've seen LeBron take worse teams to the 1st seed as a 66-win team when he had the Cavs back in the day. But I know it was the East, so we'll see how he translates to the West. I mean, he's still going to be the best player in the world. And I think he's going to elevate all the young Lakers, and the Lakers have been working. Let me tell you, as being a Lakers fan, seeing that they're putting the work in, like Lonzo's already way bigger. You can tell from this offseason work. Kyle Kuzma, same thing. Brandon Ingram, they're definitely going to be showing up next year. I think they're going to be a lot better, and they'll be a 3rd seed. So I'm going to pass this off to E Money. Who do you got as a 3rd seed?
I got the Spurs for the same reason Neb had them at the 2nd seed. You didn't lose anybody because you already lost Kawhi the year before because he didn't play at all last year. And you're getting DeRozan. Probably one of the best he is one of the best shooting guards, but the only one close there's Harden and Thompson are pretty much the only ones that are close with DeRozan in shooting guards. So I think it's going to be a huge improvement. DeMar's going to come out something to prove. So I think he's definitely going to elevate them enough to get the 3rd seed over the Lakers. But we'll see.
All right, Nebby, who do you got?
3rd seed, I got the Rockets. Them and the Spurs are going to be neck and neck. It's not going to be like a definitive. I got them both around 55 to 60 wins. I could see the Spurs. I could see either team being flip-flopped around, but I've got the Rockets right now. I think they learned from last year the most they learned what the Warriors learned and what LeBron James learned is that the regular season does not matter as much for the top teams. They're going to be able to ball out home or away because they have two of the best players in the whole league, James Harden, Chris Paul, and then Carmelo Anthony was definitely a solid pickup. Losing Ariza is going to hurt them because they're losing the defense, but I think everyone on the team got a little bit older. Everyone like Chris Paul, PJ Tucker, they're not going. I don't think they're going to be as good. They're going to be good though. They're going to definitely be good players, but I could definitely see them taking a little step back. I could see them not trying as hard in the regular season to make sure they got the home court advantage over the Warriors, which is pretty much what they were gunning for last year, and they lost at home in Game 7 to the Warriors because they couldn't hit anything. So I think they know.
No Chris Paul though.
They did not have Chris Paul though. Yeah. That definitely did hurt, but that's another thing. They're going to try to stay healthy. They're just going to try to rest their players more and see what happens. Going into the 4th seed, I got the Oklahoma City Thunder. They lost Melo, which I thought was, I mean, it definitely was a plus for them getting rid of Melo. I'm sorry, Eric, but
no, it wasn't a good fit.
Melo was not a good fit on Thunder.
That was not what they needed.
Trash.
Honestly, it's amazing because every single damn year they have to rely on their talent. They never get a good coach.
Coaching sucks ass.
Their coaching has been. That's what I'm saying. They've been.
He's so bad.
They've been.
His rotation
It's literally. I don't know if it's Westbrook or something. Like they need a coach that'll come in there and get them to buy in and run plays. Like not straight ISO. Like that's not. Like they have two great, amazing, fantastic players, but you cannot do that all the time. You need players coming out, cutting, coming off screens, everything. Also think them losing Andre Roberson last year, as much as I clown on him, that hurt their defense. That did hurt their defense pretty bad. So now him coming back and them Westbrook and Paul George being together for another season, they're gonna be. I mean, they're in LA working on their game right now, as we speak. Like that's what they've been doing all summer. Westbrook got him to sign. He definitely buys in. They think they can win. They definitely think they can win. Who do you have as the 4th seed?
So my 4th seed, I got the San Antonio Spurs. Now, for all the reasons that Nebu put, you really can't put it any better. I completely agree. But I got the Spurs at 4 because I got the Lakers above them. Now, I mean, it could easily be the other way around. It's going to be very close between those two as far as the win total. But so that's pretty much it for my 4 seed. Eric, did you get into yours yet?
No, I got the Lakers at the 4 seed.
Okay.
Because LeBron's going to improve their team so much. Right. Lonzo is going to be another year in the league. Kuzma is going to be another year in the league. So I just think Ingram, yes, I think he's gonna make a huge jump this year, for sure. Especially with LeBron. LeBron gonna tell him how to be more physical.
LeBron's gonna elevate them for sure.
And they got McGee in the middle for defense, Rondo for defense, Lance Stevenson for defense. So I think they got a good bench squad too. And I think all around they improved everywhere. he go and block shots. So I think as a team they got a lot better, and they're gonna definitely be the 4 seed.
For sure. All right, now that it's back on my end here, my 5th seed, I got the Jazz. Now, the Jazz got obviously Donovan Mitchell. He surprised everyone, and he's a superstar in the making. I think he's going to take an even bigger jump next season. He'll be averaging probably, I can see like maybe 22, 23 a game next season. Rudy Gobert on the defensive end. I mean, they got a solid team all around, and Quinn Snyder, he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. I wouldn't have minded if he won Coach of the Year either. I wanted Brad Stevens, but that's a different thing. But yeah, I got the Jazz at the 5 seed. I think they can pull 50 wins, maybe like 50, 52, somewhere around there. But they'll definitely be a good squad in the playoffs, and they can give the Lakers some trouble. And if it was a first round matchup. So Nez, who you got at the 5th seed?
My 5th seed, we finally got LeBron James led Lakers. They're gonna be better. For sure, because, I mean, you can't get worse by adding LeBron James to your team. That's not a thing. But the only thing I can say is they added a lot of characters to the team, and they're going to have to figure that out. And usually when LeBron goes, we saw it in Miami, We saw it in Cleveland. The first year usually isn't the best. They're usually trying to figure out how they're going to play together and all this. And they got young players who are still trying to find their role in the league. And we don't know what they got. They got the characters on the squad. We don't know how Lance and Rondo are going to work out. Like, how are them two going to work out with LeBron? How is JaVale going to work out with that? LeVar Ball coming in there. You already know LeVar Ball is going to make his presence known on the team. Then we got the low ego. Then we got the low ego Kuzma and Ingram. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna most likely improve, but could definitely see that small ball squad not working out, and then they're gonna be trying things. I'm also still kind of suspect on Luke Walton, how good he is as a coach. So I mean, we'll see. Coming in right behind them though, I got the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell is fantastic. He's unbelievable. He's going to be a problem in the league. Then we got Gobert's going to be healthy. He's going to play with the team for a whole season. So he's one defensive player of the year last year. He only played like 50 games. Like he made them the number one defense. They'll probably be pretty damn close to number one again next year, considering Gobert is a freak. His arms are ridiculously long. Then they got good perimeter defenders. Like Mitchell himself isn't bad at defense. Rubio's not bad. Joe Ingles is pretty solid. They just have a good squad, and they have a great coach.
All right, so back to me here for my 6th seed. I got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, the reason I got them being this low at the 6th seed is, I mean, they didn't really do anything. I mean, they got Paul George still, but they didn't really make any other trades. I mean, Melo's gone. I mean, that helps them. But I see a 6 seed because they still got...
They got Dennis Schroeder. They got Dennis Schroeder coming back.
They got Schroeder? Oh,
yeah,
damn.
he's their 6th man.
Forgot about that. That's a big pick on that. I still got him a 6 seed, though, because with the thing with Paul George is I love him as a player, but he is inconsistent on nights, and I feel like the Thunder are terribly coached. Billy Donovan is not a good coach in the NBA. I don't think he should be doing it. But, you know, Paul George is inconsistent. Westbrook can kind of be all over the place. And I feel like they drop a lot of easy games they definitely should have won. Like, they do it all the time, you know, beating or losing the teams that they easily should have won. So that's why I got them at 6. I think I could see them still getting like 47 to 50 wins, though. But, the West is so tough. You're going to have multiple 50-win teams. So that's my pick. Eric, who do you got?
All right, well, for the 5 seed, I got the Jazz. They definitely deserve a higher seed, but there's just so many good teams in the West. Mm-hmm. It's just gonna be hard for them. Great defense, great team play. They definitely didn't have as much talent as the Thunder last year in the playoffs, but the way they played as a team definitely just outplayed the Thunder. So if they play like that, then they're gonna be a really hard team to beat on any night. But for the 6th seed, I got the Thunder. They added Schroeder, but I just don't think it's going to be enough for them to beat anybody else. He's not a shooter. He's just like everybody else.
They just need better coaching. They have no offense.
He's not a shooter. That doesn't add anything to the team. He's a good driver, but they already have that on the team. They really don't have any good shooters. Like Paul George can shoot some nights, but other nights, like when they lost to the Jazz, he shot horribly, and he just kept shooting. So
shoot.
They
live and die by the shot. Like, and they have no offense.
They died hard. So yeah, and I think Steve Adams is underrated, but I still don't think he's good enough to carry them or get them over the hump. Like, I just don't think they mesh well enough as a team. Or I guess it's the coaching. Like they don't have game plans good enough to beat these other teams. They're getting out coached. So I just have them coming in at the 6th seed. And then, are we on the 7th seed?
Yeah, go ahead with the 7th seed.
7th seed, I got the Nuggets. I think they're finally getting in. They're a great squad. They missed the playoffs the last 2 years by like 1-2 games. So I really think they're going to get over it because they got a bunch of young guys. They got Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Porter Jr. now. If he plays, he's going to be a great player for them. Paul Millsap, who didn't play half of last season. And then Jokic, who's a freaking monster. He's anything you want a center to be and more. He can pass, dribble, shoot. It's just everything you need him to be. So I think the Nuggets finally get into their playoffs. It's just hard because they're in the West again. So they're going to be a 7 seed, but
I agree 100%. I got the Nuggets at the 7 seed as well. They're definitely a young, upcoming team. Like, they got Jamal Murray, and Eric was explaining about Jokic. He is a very underrated center. He's definitely getting more recognition now. But, he's going to be one of the best centers in the NBA. But I got them at a 7 seed. I could see them like maybe 47 to 48 wins, somewhere around there. But I got them right there. And then my AC would be the Blazers. I think they're gonna beat out Minnesota. Minnesota's kind of just like discombobulated. Thibodeau he's not really doing well over there in Minnesota. Jimmy Butler does not like being there. It's just a lot of locker room problems, some coaching problems. Everything's kind of going wrong in Minnesota. They barely made it last year, so I'm gonna put the Blazers at 8. I think they're gonna take a pretty big drop. I feel like a lot of teams in the West are gonna upgrade from next season and just play at a higher level.
Did
So
the Blazers upgrade at all?
nah, not really. I mean, they still got the same team But Nebs, who do you got at your 7 and 8?
7th, I got the Nuggets. Also, I think they're gonna get into this year. Like I was saying earlier, Jamal Murray's primed to have a great season. Jokic, one of the best centers in the league. Then we got Millsap, very underrated, very solid. He's a great player to have on your team. Can do it all. He's like a Swiss Army knife. Isaiah Thomas coming off the bench I think that's gonna be solid. He's trying to prove something too this year. After last year's shit show on the Cavs, for the lack of like anything like better way to say that. 8th seed, I got the Blazers. No. I'm gonna change this right here. 8th seed, I got the Timberwolves. All right.
The Blazers making it?
No, I don't see the Blazers making it. And I also think this is gonna set up the Anthony Davis sweepstakes, because I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. And that's going to be a problem for Anthony Davis.
Sure.
If they don't make the playoffs, that's a problem. Teams are going to be going
crazy.
They don't. They lost Boogie. They lost Rondo.
They got nobody. And no one's going to cut a New Orleans right now because everyone, like, AD's gone.
Where's Tyreek now?
Tyreek is...
He's in Memphis.
Yeah.
Is he still in Memphis?
Yeah, he's in Memphis. He was there.
But back onto the Timberwolves. Sorry, got a little sidetracked right there. I think I could easily see them missing it because of all the shit they have going on with Thibodeau and Jimmy Butler and Wiggins. Do they like each other? Cat's in there too. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But they have
not just in, but
they have.
Tyreek Evans is on the Pacers though.
Oh yeah, Tyreek Evans is on the Pacers.
That.
Yeah, that's a good pickup.
That's a good pickup over there.
But I could see the Timberwolves, getting there, honestly, just off pure talent, getting into the playoffs off pure talent. Yeah.
Do you really think they're gonna make it with the Blazers?
I could see it. I mean, they're gonna be close.
Well, yeah, Jimmy Butler hates it there.
All right.
They're so all
4,
over the place.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are all. I have them all at like 45 to 50 wins. They're gonna be. I think it's gonna be close again.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing as last season.
Also, if Jimmy Butler really hates it there, he's gonna be gone before the end of the season.
Before the end of the season.
Before the end of the season, they're not.
He a free agent?
This year.
This year.
Last year.
Oh yeah. He'll probably get traded by the deadline.
I'm gonna throw this in here.
Maybe.
Jimmy Butler to the Sixers. Mic drop.
Yo, Jimmy, come to the Lakers.
What we just doing, like a side up?
7th, 8th seed, right?
But yeah, you want my 7th. All right, well, my 8th seed's the Blazers. I just think they're gonna get over the Timberwolves because the Timberwolves is a mess right now. They're a mess.
For sure.
They don't know what they're doing. They don't like each other. They're not getting along. You can't win like that. Like, they're just not gonna make it. So I think the Blazers are just gonna win because they like each other. Like Lillard and McCollum love playing with each other. They got chemistry, and I think that's just going to put them over the Timberwolves.
I agree. So that's all the topics that we have for today. Thanks for anyone and everyone out there listening. Appreciate it. Please share the love, like, subscribe. Help us out. Leave your comments. We want to hear what you got to say. We read them all. We'll discuss it. So we'll be back next episode here on Triple Threat. We're gonna talk about We'll talk a little about, what if Boogie's healthy and actually stays with the Warriors, worst case scenario, and the future of our favorite teams. How's the NBA going to look in the next few years if that does happen, and we'll always be bringing more. So thank you all, and peace out.